Hey, what's up? Chris-style tip incoming, but stick around because this one's ridiculously practical. I want to walk you through a tiny on-set habit that saves you hours in the edit bay, and then show how to turn those synced clips into a steady stream of shorts without turning into a full-time editor. We're talking one simple sync trick, how the pros do it, and then how a tool like Vizard can take your freshly synced footage and auto-magically turn it into social-ready content. All right, setup scenario. Imagine you're shooting an interview or a sit-down with 2 cameras, a lavalier on the subject, and a shotgun on a boom for backup. You're also recording into a field recorder like a Zoom, creating a classic multicam plus multi-audio situation. If you don't do anything clever on set, you'll drop everything into your editor and it's a scramble hunting for matching words, sliding tracks, and listening for the same breath or consonant. And that's slow, imprecise, and honestly kind of miserable. Here's the life hack. Right after your sound check and before you roll into the actual interview, have the person on camera clap once, loudly, directly in front of their face. Don't be shy about it. A big, exaggerated clap. Why? Because that single visual moment where the hands meet lines up with a massive audio spike in all of your waveforms. On camera, you can scrub to the exact frame where the hands touch. And on every audio track, lav, boom, and your recorder, you will see that unmistakable spike. Align the frame with the spike and boom. Everything is perfectly in sync. This is basically what a clapperboard does on pro sets. The visual snap and the sharp sound create a single point you can use across cameras and audio devices. We're just using hands instead of a slate, and it works anywhere. Small YouTube setups, mobile shoots, or big documentary rigs. Here are a few extra on-set tips so this goes smoothly. Clap right in front of the subject's face so the hands are clearly visible in all camera angles. Make the clap loud and sharp because a light, soft clap might be hard to see in the waveform. Get a couple of takes if needed. I usually do one big clap and then one quieter one as a backup. Record a second or 2 of room tone immediately after, which helps immensely with noise matching later on. If you're rolling phones or cameras with shaky frame rates, keep the clap visible in every angle, or record a visual slate like holding up a white card that you snap. Okay, you've clapped, you've got synchronized tracks, now what? Here's where most creators stop and spend hours chopping up the interview manually. But if your goal is to turn long form into regular bite-sized content, you don't need to grind manually anymore. Upload that synced footage to a clip finding tool and let it do the heavy lifting for you. This is why I recommend using a tool like Vizard in this workflow. Once your raw files are uploaded, Vizard's auto-editing viral clips looks through the footage. It finds the most engaging moments, emotional beats, punchlines, key takeaways, and auto-generates share-ready clips. So instead of manually hunting for sound bites and framing each clip, the tool surfaces the stuff that's most likely to perform well. And it's not just about finding clips, because Vizard's scheduling feature takes care of the posting side of things too. Set the cadence, daily, 3 times a week, whatever you want. And the AI will cue those clips for you automatically. The content calendar then becomes your control center where you can preview what's going live, tweak captions or thumbnails, move posts around if you need to, and publish directly across platforms. It's essentially the set it and forget it approach for creators who want consistency without constantly babysitting uploads. Compare that to some alternatives out there. Sure, Premiere and Final Cut give you unbeatable control, but they require heavy manual work and a real editing skill set. Descript's great for transcript-based edits, but transcripts can be messy, and you still end up micro-editing everything manually. Some mobile apps auto-cut highlights but are limited in customization, or they charge you per single export. Vizard sits in that sweet spot, powerful enough to pick viral moments and customize them, but automated enough that you're not chained to the timeline. Here are a few practical examples to illustrate the difference. Without automation, you spend 3 to 5 hours slogging through a 45-minute sit-down, isolating 8 usable quotes, adjusting each one, and then manually scheduling posts across platforms. That's a whole day gone just for one interview's short-form content. But with Vizard, you upload the synced interview, let the AI pull 12 clip candidates, choose the best 6, tweak captions quickly, and set a weekly posting cadence. That's one afternoon to create content for weeks, not just one day for a handful of clips. Don't get me wrong, automated editing isn't perfect, and you should still review and tweak clips because sometimes context or nuance is really important. But if your goal is scaling reach, testing hooks, or maintaining a steady stream of shorts, automation drastically cuts the friction involved. Back to the clap. Here are a couple more pro notes. If you're doing multi-room shoots or remote interviews, you can still create sync points by having the on-camera person show the clap to the screen. For music-heavy shoots or noisy environments, use a visual slate too, like a clap plus a small whiteboard with the take number because more data points make syncing easier. Name your files clearly at the recorder. Camera A, Camera B, Recorder 1. That tiny bit of organization saves major confusion when uploading to any auto editor. Here's the final workflow recap, quick and dirty. First, sound check and record room tone. Second, deliver one big visible clap right in front of the subject. Third, record the entire interview as planned. Fourth, organize and name your files. Then upload the fully synced footage to your chosen editing tool. Fifth, let your automation tool find the clips, review them, and tweak the captions and thumbnails as needed. And finally, set your desired posting frequency and let the content calendar and auto-scheduler handle the rest of the delivery. If you've ever felt trapped under a pile of long videos, this combination of a quick onset sync habit plus automated clip generation is the easiest path to consistent publishing. You still have creative control. You choose which clips to post, brand the thumbnails, and fine-tune the captions. But you are no longer burning time with every single cut. If this tip helped you, drop a comment and tell me about the messiest syncing situation you've ever had. I'll read them. And if you're trying to scale your content game without hiring a full editing team, give Vizard a serious test run. It's like having an assistant that actually knows which parts of your video will generate clicks. See you on the next one.